Dear children, now let us discuss in detail about this barter system and the constraints, that is, the troubles faced by the traders due to this barter system. As discussed earlier, goods were exchanged for goods prior to the invention of money. The conditions where this barter system may work are as follows. That is, each party who wish to engage in this barter system must have surplus stock to trade. That is, only the surplus stock may be bartered with others. The next condition required is both the buyers and the sellers should require the goods of others. For example, if a person has plenty of rice and he is in need of dals, then the another person who is having dal should need rice. Then only these two people can barter their products with each other. This is known as the double coincidence of wants. So the coincidence means what means both the people require the things or commodities which is possessed by the other. The third requirement is the buyer and the seller should meet personally to exchange their product. Then only this physical movement of products may be possible. Okay, now the constraints in the barter system. Unless two persons have surplus of the goods they barter, this barter would not have been successful. For example, A is having groundnut in surplus, whereas B is having rice. In this case, A should need rice and B should need exactly the groundnut. Then only it is possible to barter the goods. The next thing is non existence of common measure of value. As you all know, children, nowadays we are valuing everything in terms of money. But in those days, you just imagine that there was no common medium of exchange. That is, money was not invented. So, it was very difficult to compare the value of the articles. This may lead to many troubles. The next hindrance is lack of direct contact between the producer and the consumers. Dear children, it is very clear to us that buyer and seller could not meet personally at all times. This was the greatest hindrance for the process of barter. Next one, the lack of surplus stock. If the buyer and seller do not have surplus stock, then this barter would not be possible. So these are the constraints, that is, troubles faced in this system of barter. But all these troubles came to an end when money, the medium of common exchange, was introduced. There was a huge relief for the commercial field, and buyers and sellers felt relieved of the troubles of exchanging the product or selling or buying the products. Children, now we are moving to an important topic, hindrances of commerce. What do you mean by hindrance? Hindrance means the troubles faced in commerce. As you all know, the main objective of commerce is transferring and transporting the goods and services for those it is produced or to be reached. Commerce serves as a valuable link between producer and consumer. Commerce may be defined as the organized system for the exchange of goods and services between members of the industrial world. Again, I am repeating the definition. Commerce may be defined as the organized system for the exchange of goods and services between members of the industrial world. It is very interesting to know that commerce is a powerful and a comprehensive word. It comprises of all forms of trade, wholesale, retail, import and export. That is, you know many things about this import and export. So what do you mean by this retail trade? See, the retailers or the shopkeepers who are having the direct contact with the customers, and wholesalers, as you all know, the wholesalers they just buy in bulk from the producers and then pass on to the retailers in small quantities. So those traders are called wholesale traders. Okay. The services which aids in this trading activities such as banking, transport, warehousing, insurance and advertising. See children, these are the service sector industries, and you might have known well about heard about all these things. Banking, you all know about the banks. Transport, you all know. Warehousing means what? See, the producers will have to store their products safely before dispatching them to the proper channel, that is wholesalers. Then the wholesalers will warehouse those products to before they distribute those products to the retailers. So that is called warehouses. Insurance, we all know, and advertisements. As a commerce student, you are going to learn about all the above services in detail in future, which will be very interesting. Children, now let us move on to the topic about how the hindrances of business could be eliminated. So, what are the hindrances of business? How it could be eliminated? The first hindrance is hindrance of person. The manufacturer do not know the face and place of the consumers who is going to use his product. This hindrance may be relieved through the services of retailers who are in close contact with the customers. The retailers are the persons who just take the efforts to reach the products in the hands of customers. Hindrance of person is being removed through the retailers. The next hindrance is hindrance of place. As you all know, children, production takes place in one center, whereas the customers are widespread throughout the country because of the climatic conditions and availability of natural resources and various availability of laborers and electricity and the policies of the governments. So many factors determine the place of production. So, but the consumers are spread throughout the country or throughout the world. So, this hindrance of place may be removed, is removed through the proper transportation. If the transportation is good, then the products once produced may reach in the hands of the customers without any delay. So as you all know, there are many types of transportation: rail transport, air transport, sea and land transports. These transports bring the products to the place of the consumers. The next hindrance is hindrance of time. What I mean by hindrance of time, the consumers want the products whenever they have money and time and willingness to buy. See, the producers, they are producing the products in the anticipation that their product will sell quickly. So it is very important that when the demand is arised, the product should reach in the hands of consumers. Then only the producers can easily sell their product. This needs the proper timing is very important in this process. So see, the hindrance of time is being removed by the warehouses, because when the producers will anticipate the demand for some products and they will send the products into the nearby places where it is demanded, and they will keep safely those products in the warehouses. So the hindrance of time is being removed by the warehouses. The next one, hindrance of risk of deterioration in quality. The same thing, the time is also important, as we discussed earlier. In the same way, the product should be fresh, especially the perishable products, flours and other edible products should be fresh, and it should not get any that is deterioration in quality, and some damages should not be happen to those products and other things. For this hindrance, proper packaging, proper warehousing, by using the modern warehouses where the refrigerating facility is available. So through adopting all these things, this hindrance of risk of deterioration in quality is being removed. Next one is hindrance of risk of loss. See children, the producers or that is the manufacturers are investing huge amount to produce the commodities and other things. But there is a risk always in the field of trade and commerce. The risk may happen due to the unexpected fire and theft or flood and famines and or accidents. Anything may cause damage to their products. How this risk of loss can be overcome? Yes, there are insurance policy is there. So as soon as the producers or manufacturers just to produce their product, they insure their products. So whenever unprecedented or unexpected things happen like this, the insurance company makes good of the loss suffered by the manufacturers. Children, next, the main hindrance is hindrance of knowledge. Hindrance of knowledge means what? The producer is improving his product or launching a new product. How this could be known to the customers, which means the customers should be aware of some product. Then only they will be having an urge to buy those products. This hindrance may be removed through the advertisement and communication to the customer in by various means. That is, advertisement can be done through the electronic medias and print medias and issuing pamphlets and other things. So by advertising their products and the new features of the product is easily conveyed to the customers through this advertisement. Then next one is hindrance of exchange. How the money should be. See, the producer is already I said that producer is investing huge amount to produce this product. The wholesaler is buying in bulk the products from the producer, and he distribute the product in small quantities to the retailers. Thereby the retailers are selling directly to the consumers. In all this process, the money is involved. So when the money is transferred from one hand to another, then only this chain will be completed, and the producer may get enough money to continue his production or whatever it is. This money functions as the medium of exchange and enabling the buying and selling of any product or service by payment of the right price. Next one is hindrance of finance. See, the money is the finance is the lifeblood of the business or commerce. So what is so this finance, as we all know, the commercial banks are there to provide record finance to the producers, to the wholesalers, retailers, and even to the customers to buy the products. Thus this hindrance of finance is being removed by the commercial banks or industrial banks, whatever it is. Then the hindrance of developing the exact product. See, how do the manufacturers know what is the need of the consumers, what is the preference of the consumers? So for this they have set up one huge department in their company that is called R&D department, that is research and development. They will get the survey from the different types of people, wholesalers, retailers, even from customers, and through all these studies and surveys they develop new products and they improve their existing products also. Thus the hindrance of developing exact product is being removed by the R&D department. The last one is hindrance of both selection and delivery at the doorsteps. Nowadays e-commerce is very famous. So through online we could see the dimension and size and whatever it is about the rate and all the things, details about the product, and we can order online also. The products are being delivered to the doorsteps.